Hi, I'm Ed from Giraffe360 and I'm here today in sunny London to talk to Kristjan Byfield from Base Property Specialists about all things property and all things tech. Let's get into it.
My name's Kristjan Byfield. I'm one of two co-founders of Base Property Specialists. We launched originally in 2004 as a full service agent. We used to do everything, sales, refurbishment projects, all this sort of stuff. We really focus on just trying to be the best lettings and property management company we can be. Yeah, it's a good question. It's a huge part of our ecosystems, and I'm a huge advocate of the role tech plays within agency and the consumer journey. The advent of sort of cloud computing and online software platforms was probably what really kick-started it. Because I remember going to the Property Innovation Show or something like that. It was like the original prop tech event. Really, that's where we started asking about where we could go with tech. That was a very core part of our business and our objectives in terms of what we wanted to achieve, which was to deliver a very, very customer, service-driven experience with a personal touch. But we increasingly understood that that was only really going to be possible if we had some really cool tech in the background, streamlining and automating as much of what we did as possible. I think marketing with property, you've always got to walk that slightly delicate line of you want to make a property look fabulous, but you want to almost be careful not to oversell a property. You don't want to make it look too good. And I think some agents have learned in the past, over photoshopping stuff. But we've always just tried to land on that sort of happy medium of giving an accurate representation of the property, but also at the same time still trying to show its best light. I think agents who understand how to adopt and leverage AI, I think will be the agents who have the huge wins in the next 10 years. And I think the ones who don't will start to find it incredibly difficult, particularly if AI continues to be as accessible and affordable as it is now. You know, that's the big question. As it starts to get traction, will it suddenly become a lot more expensive? We've been doing some really interesting experimentation with AI, not really looking at can AI replace a member of staff, but where can we improve processes, how can AI support our staff? I think it will potentially be the biggest thing to happen in our industry in the last 50 years. Prior to Giraffe360, I remember us having our own digital camera and nothing swanky like a DSLR sort of setup, but then very quickly moved to using an independent professional photographer. We did that for probably a good 4 or 5 years. Our first experience with virtual tour walkthroughs was with a company called 3D Walkthrough. We very quickly moved on from there just because the cost point at that time wasn't viable. We could use something like that on special projects, but a platform that was really accessible early doors was Giraffe360, which just gave us the ability to generate high volumes of virtual tours. You know, it was probably 2-3 years ago where we felt like the quality, the resolution of the content we were producing wasn't where we wanted it to be. It was at that time that we really felt like we needed to take that step up, and there's only really a couple of players at the high end of the marketplace in terms of the content produced. And for us, you know, Giraffe360 was head and shoulders above anyone else at the time, and our attitude to that hasn't really changed the last 2-3 years we've worked with you guys. I think a lot of the things we do, we focus on the consumer journey, the people looking to rent a property. If you look after the tenant, you're really looking after the landlord anyway. And so I think we've looked at what are the things tenants get most frustrated with when a resident is looking for a new home. What are the things that frustrate them on that journey? And I think it's property descriptions and photos not matching the property they actually go into, whether that's the fact that they're using content of a similar property in the same development, or those photos are 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years old and don't represent the condition or the furniture. Or with most of the people who come out on viewings with us, I would say they're already 95-98% certain they're going to offer on a property based on what they've seen online. not everyone has jumped on that train. There are plenty of agents out there who are still very keen to keep very high walls and very high defences and constantly say that everything is awesome and they're smashing it. But I think the really exciting thing is there is a growing segment of this industry where everyone is happy not to be a dick anymore. Anyone who knows me knows I'm half Icelandic. My sort of Viking heritage is very important to me, so I would definitely have to have somewhere out there where I could go and see the Northern Lights. Increasingly we'll have landlords come to us where an agent's been struggling, so property's already been on the market for a while, probably already vacant, and they want to see quick results. And so keeping them waiting another 2, 3, 4 days not only obviously increases the chance that we lose out to the agent already on the case, but it's really good for that client to see that there's a real urgency and speed in us turning things around. The upgrade you guys rolled out sort of end of last year, beginning of this year, with both the hardware and the software, so to speak, you know, that's been a phenomenal turnaround. I mean, you guys were always pretty quick on the assets. I think it was like a day, maybe 2 sometimes. But you know, now we're getting those turned around in a couple of hours. Plan ahead, definitely plan ahead. Think about where you want to be in a year or 2's time. Because lettings is so process driven, don't wait to say, oh, I'm going to get to 100 properties and then I'm going to get a good CRM. Oh, I'm going to need to manage 100 units before I adopt a maintenance reporting solution or an accounting solution. Go out there, plan your processes, get your tech stack in place. You'll be able to run a lot further, a lot more efficiently, with a lot less stress. Because if you get all that structured and right at the start, it's going to give you a lot of freedom to really just focus on running and growing the business after that. You know, I like to think we produce some of the best marketing content of a letting agent anywhere in the country. I'm not sure there's another company that could be on this journey with us right now like you guys are.